everyone, Morgoth the Barbarian here, and welcome to the 21st episode of our City Skylines playthrough, where shenanigans are always present in the ever-so-growing city of Luckyville, including when earthquakes hit. We kinda had an earthquake strike at the end of the last episode. Oopsies! Oh well, these kinds of things will happen when you test your luck. But last time out, we were fixing our metro lines in preparation for the, inevitable resettlement. We're almost done resettling the valley. However, I've got no more major plans. So at this point, we're just gonna start trying to fly through this remaining playthrough here. So don't be surprised if 15 years just goes by like that. There are a couple areas in the map I'd like to develop a little bit. For the most part, I think we're basically all set, and at this point, I just would like to let it ride. So hit those like and subscribe buttons if you like what you see, and much appreciated if you do. And I guess we're going to start this episode by cleaning up the mess that was left behind by that earthquake that literally just hit. I don't think there's going to be any aftershocks, but, you know, you never know. So yeah, I think at this point the plan is just to, you know, see if we can close this game out once and for all. You can see we're at 2057. The game ends on January 1st, 2073. We are not that far off, and we're currently sitting at 120,000 people. The goal this whole time has been try and get as many people into the city as possible within the 50-year playthrough, all the while surviving whatever disasters might show up in our way. So far, so good, sans for maybe one or two incidents here and there that, you know, were kind of too much. But we are last trying our hardest to make this work. Like so. I'm not going to worry about the curve at all. Hang on. So, like I was saying, at this juncture, we really got no more plans, per se. So it's just a matter of, you know, surviving all these disasters like the one we just saw at the end of the last episode here. That is basically the name of the game at this juncture. Okay, now you decide to do that. So if we need to rebuild critical pieces of infrastructure like this, we'll rebuild it. Better than it was before. See? There you go. Alright, everybody can go through. There we go. Now that we've gotten... There. Of course, now traffic's deciding to use its own little agenda, but... that's what it will do. There we go. See, it's as if nothing happened. I mean, never mind the fact that we've got jams, the forest is on fire over here, that 2,723 people died. I think everything's turning out just fine. Totally 100% fine. There's no abandoned buildings here. Nope, not at all. Hang on a minute. See, like I was saying, no abandoned buildings at all. The destroyed buildings will get rebuilt inevitably. For the most part, we'll see what happens at this point forward. As I'm looking, so let's just do our normal look around. That last disaster was kind of a wreck. Not terrible. It could have been much worse. So far, we have rolled pretty okay. Actually, I never did check the water. I forgot water pipes get obliterated in there, and actually, sure enough, if I'm forgetting to build them out in general, I'm apparently forgetting to rebuild them in period. That's not cute. Garbage appears to be fine, and as we go down the list of things, good, good, good. Good, good enough, good, nice. Oh, that has progressed worse. I should not be surprised. It was actually at 72 at one point. We did rewire our entire network of metros. But that clearly hasn't done it. Of course, the earthquake over here that just hit didn't really make matters any better, but so be it. And then this whole area looks good. Ish. From a disaster, it's an outright terrifying standpoint. This area continues just to be the worst. Oh, another fire. I'm not quite sure what to do with it, though, and this just keeps happening. Perhaps we could revisit something here. If you recall earlier, we kind of did something with a little bit 6-lane roads running across this area. So I'm wondering, maybe we'll try a little bit of an experiment here. And it seems to be this block that I'm targeting. Perhaps it's time we turn this into a little bit of a roundabout, only we're going to be using these bad boys right here. Maybe see if that'll work a little bit better and go from there. I'll start with that and work my way out. Okay, so what I was kind of talking about is this, kind of creating kind of like a circle for 6-lane circle for traffic to go around and see if maybe that'll help. These 6-lane roads are the widest roads we got.
Geologists predict that a sinkhole
Ignore the lady,
will
there's no
strike at any
sinkholes
minute.
happening.
Residents should take precautionary measures.
What's actually funny is that they're all hitting over there.
Strike at any minute. Residents should take precautionary measures.
That'll be more annoyance than anything else there, so whatever. Well, is this amazingly making traffic worse? Huh. So I'm observing it right now, and by some miracle, it may actually be making traffic a lot worse. Ah, there's the sinkhole. Ignore that. That's not really...
A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city. Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
Alright, hang on. The game's gonna unleash all sorts of sinkholes.
A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city. Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information. A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city. Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
Okay, I've been trying to observe this. Okay, speed up. We need to get through this playthrough. Shockingly, no. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, Okay, so what if we tried... Let's try some experimentation here. This. Maybe give traffic a new way, and then we'll do... this. Other way. Maybe see if that helps a little bit. It's gonna create kind of a little bit... Okay, and actually... by default... No. Should probably have a one-way road go that way, just for traffic trying to get over to this side. Seeing if maybe this works, having its own little highway on-ramp over here. It is still too soon. This is, again, the worst traffic area in the whole city, and you can obviously see why. I mean, with all these factories all over the place, this just does not help matters, to say the least. Let's see. Traffic isn't really using this. This side appears just fine, though. Keep in mind, it's still one way to travel. The results appear to be mixed. On one hand, it appears traffic is deflecting, but on the other hand, there's just so many cars, it's not really working out the way it should. This area is just an outright mess, but that's because we have a two-lane road, not a standard 4. Okay, well, at least I tried. This is the part where I just throw in the towel and be like, you know what? We tried. I tried. Speaking of which, we need to make any upgrades over here. Not entirely. Well, this road is just a mess, period. Oh, well. Okay, so let's call it minimal improvement. There's not really much to write home about. But for the most part, I think traffic is, it's trying. It's trying. We got a whole bunch of abandoned buildings. Alright, so let the simulator go ahead. I'm going to have to clean up that mess that was out there, and hopefully we can get some more demand here. Which, as I can see, is already happening, so BRB. Alright, so I was looking around at some of the things we're missing here. Like, for the Eden Project, we need the official park. Fusion power plant, we need a Plaza of the Dead. Some of these were actually, like, we got the space elevator. Ultimate recycling plant, that's kind of funny. I wonder if we can get these. I would like to see maybe if we can try to unlock them. So, official park and Plaza of the Dead. Let's see what we can do here. So who knows? Maybe boosting these up might help a little bit for city's tourism. It's kind of a last gasp over here. Oh, there's a Plaza of the Dead. Fill 3 instances of cemetery. So apparently we need to fill in 3 cemeteries. Usually at any given point I will have 1 filled up. So maybe we can leave those up intentionally. I mean, hi. Don't worry, I think we've got enough of those. Trying to see where the other one is. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, actually we're very close on this one. But with a lack of more office space here, that's going to be very difficult. Oh, speaking of cemetery emptying, hi! Maybe we'll just leave those up for right now once they get finished, built up a little bit more. You know, totally not meaning to do that intentionally. No, not at all. But that just gives you the sense of, what kind of a, stuff we still need to get. I don't really have too much room we can put in our city, actually. I'm wondering if we can convert this into office space, not into nothing. Here, you know what? Let's do something a little bit odd. Expand our downtown a little bit. Totally not trying to get it. Nope, not at all. Where is it? Oh, it's 10,000 squares. Oh, okay. Bummer. Actually, I'm gonna move that too while we're at it, just because we can. There we go. We'll put the high school over there. I guess for the time being, there's not much more we can do still. Okay, I can't do that. Yes, I know I have 2 high schools three actually next to each other. Really? 3 high schools next to each other? How'd that happen? Alright, well this one's got to get moved. Let's call it over here. How in the world did I manage to do that? I have no idea. I mean, we can't literally have 3 high schools next to each other. Note to self for next playthrough. Don't do silly stuff like that. Or else then you get stuck doing silly stuff like this. See? Told you. Oh, me. Alright, so we'll just keep on trucking with this. And, that's not gonna do me any good. Suppose I could put a park there instead. Or some other type of, school or health building. It's fine. But anyways, we'll just keep on trucking. Alright, we skipped ahead all the way to 2059. I have finally gotten to the point of, let's just fill everything in and see what happens. Hence, the valley, over this one at least, is now all filled up and ready to go. Okay, that's all one district. Gotcha. We'll be targeting this little space a little next. And then the Grove district has more people into it too. It is still not fully filled up, but regardless, it will get there eventually. At this point, we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. I know, it feels like eternity here, but there honestly really isn't that much more we could do. Trying to instead fill the time by filling in some commercial zones here. But again, there really isn't much we can do other than to just sit back and wait, realistically. In regards to disasters, we really haven't had anything interesting happen. At least not yet. And we're still waiting for our free cemeteries to come about. We've got 2 filled up, but as you can see, we're still 1 short, so we'll see if we can get 1 more to get the Plaza of the Dead, and then we should be enough to get the fusion reactor. I'm not so sure about the office space one, so. And finally, last but not least, I wanted to show you guys traffic. Our little experiment failed. Everything is still in the red, I see. Yay. Blah. Well, in all fairness, it was worth a shot. Maybe not really. Although, I'd like to try one last ditch effort. Let's see here. What if we did this? See if maybe traffic will, instead of, But now we need 1 more. Hang on, There we go, now the traffic needs that little intersection to help. I don't know if that'll help some, but it's definitely worth a shot. I know, this isn't all a mess. The lane under the tool, it probably wouldn't be able to do too much if I were to take a guess. So everybody's trying to head over to the cargo airport, but this is just an outright mess. Okay, this is not so much a mess, but you get the idea. So yeah, there's not too much we can do here. We're still at 120,000 people. We're trying. But the fact that we've managed to fill out some areas here gives you a good idea of where we're planning on going. So, once again, we're forced to sit back and wait. Alright, we're back. We're currently sitting at 142,400 plus people. And progress continues just to be slow as molasses. And you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for an executive decision to hit. I've said this will be a 50-year playthrough, but the rate this thing is moving along, I don't think it's going to work out very well, and I don't have any other projects, so executive decision. The scenario now ends in 2063, January 1st, that is. That means we're cutting this to 40. 50 kind of seemed a little bit obscene in hindsight, especially all things considered. And let's be honest, it feels like I'm doing nothing but, building up roads here, but not doing anything with these grids or whatnot. I really can't until the demand kind of peaks up. And without use of any DLCs, I can't really do anything special. So I think for the interest of time, we're going to speed this up and basically end this playthrough right here and now. So let me roll up the remainder of the disasters, and we'll go from there.
Area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
And right as I say that, look what spawns. Oh dear. A full-blown tornado. It's actually going to hit the hills, but it very well could come down on Sunset Park and Applegate. So brace yourselves. This is going to get wild. Wait a minute. We have one. I just noticed something. 1, 2. No, still not 3. Well, if there's not 3 dead, there's going to be some now. Really? High crime over here? Alright, well, let's see what comes about out of this. So, as I mentioned, basically going to end this playthrough in 2063. So if my math is correct, we still got to roll for, 3 more disasters. Yay. Always fun. Of course. So again, how I usually do it is I roll a d10 to determine the disaster, d100 for intensity, a 12 to determine when, and then a 4 to figure out how many times it pops up. It's basically how I've been doing it this whole time, and shall continue to do it. Let's just say some of these are looking pretty, like, nuts. So that'll basically be how we close out this playthrough once and for all. Oh, wow, I kind of saved some of the best for last. Alright, where's this tornado? Let's start with that. Come on, where are you? Just send all my people to the shelters here. I don't know why, but yes, I know that. Wait a minute. That is a landfill. That's not going to help. I was looking for a third cemetery here so we can unlock that one, but I guess that's not going to work now, is it? Disasters love to move slowly in this game, eh? There it is. Oh. There it is. Oh, and of course we
touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
And this is the one that'll basically erase anything it touches. Oh dear. Yikes, we're going to have a lot of cleanup on our hands. The highway's getting absolutely wrecked by cars. Love how that's like orange-red color, as if the most evil tornado you've ever seen. Oh boy, it is just tearing up our office park like nothing. Look at that. Aye, not the cars. Helicopter, you might want to stay away. Oh my god, the helicopters are actually trying. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson must be flying that helicopter. That is literally the only explanation. Oh my god, it survived. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have, like, super invincible helicopters all of a sudden. Wow, I was not expecting those helicopters to just survive like that. Okay, this thing actually isn't really doing too much damage other than the takeout. Somehow it made it up the hill. I think we can name this Tornado Kate Bush. For anyone that gets that reference. Gives new meaning to the phrase running up that hill. Uh-oh. I think it saw those helicopters and wants its revenge. I mean, it's doing a hell of a lot to the roads that are just randomly there. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's gonna do that. Okay. It's gonna take one hard look at the helicopters coming flying out of here and say, you know what? You win. You win. That could have been a lot worse.
A tornado has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
I mean, aside from it knocking out power, it really could have been much worse from a damage perspective. Because this thing is now just dancing on the hill. Alright, I think I can safely release everyone from the shelters here. But in regards to the tornado, that thing's just gonna run around like a maniac. But no shame in me repairing everything while we wait for that thing to just die down. But you can see the number it did over here on this office district. Yeah, the damage on that could have been significantly worse. Although, wait a minute. Yep, and there it goes. Again, it did not do as much damage as I thought it would. We still need to restore power here to everything, so... Like I said, that could have been much worse. So... Back to letting the scenario run at 3x, and then we'll replay the disasters as time goes on. Alright, we're getting ever so closer as we now enter 2060. We got about 3 years left. Managed to rebuild the whole area, so it's as if that tornado never even happened at all. Nope, totally no tornado striking the city. Oh, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. They just recently disowned some stuff. We're currently sitting at 124 here, so it's going to get very, very close. Still have not had that third land cemetery go off, excuse me. I don't know what's taking it so long here. I forget, one I believe was halfway done, if I'm not mistaken. We still have, of course, 2 more disasters to address, though. And we'll see what happens. Alright, aside from the forest fire that just randomly broke out in Briar Rose Hill, keyword randomly, everything seems to be going great. And by great, I mean not great, fast enough. It's time for an executive decision. This is going to be kind of, haphazardly to do, but I'm going to lower some tax rates here. We're at to 9. I know that's the bulk of our income, but we'll give it a try. See if maybe we can spur on some growth. I'll tax the higher res at 9. 11, excuse me. So that basically means low taxes are now at 7. What's the best way to get people here? Easy, taxes. I could lower it to 0, but then that would be absolutely suicidal, as it would probably destroy our budget. Oh, hey, we won a game. Yay, we beat whoever. Take that, you. It doesn't really tell me who we played, though. Yeah, we're just... Once again, we're just sitting here and waiting for the end here. It took forever, but we finally did it. Where is it? There it is! Plaza of the Dead. We finally have enough for it. It's gotta have 3 cemeteries filled, and by God, we finally did it. So let's see. Where to put this? Where do we put this? Ah, this seems like a good spot for it. Voila! 1 Plaza of the Dead. There it is. Not too far from a cemetery. I just wonder which one was the one that put us over, because I know we had one here. And now we can actually empty these now that we're all set. We got what we came for. And we have one here. There it is! This was the one that did it. Well, thank you. Because guess what that means? Fusion power plant. Look at this thing. Oh my god, that means we don't really need any more power plants. That is actually kind of hilarious. It needs a lot of water. But theoretically speaking, once we slap this down, we really don't need any more power plants. They can all be gone. So let's do it. Hang on. No, we don't want a disaster. I'm going to put it right here. Bam! Well, look at that. Ain't that beautiful? And now we... Oh my god, we basically have all the power we need. This is just... That's just nuts. Now, obviously, if this gets destroyed, well, that's a whole different story by itself. But what? We actually don't really need any of these, so... Seek out our power plants here and get rid of a few here. Simply the ones over on this end of the map. We don't really need them anymore. Of course, let's not put all of our eggs in one basket and decide to just ruin everything as usual. The incinerators have to stay by default. I'm just saying, we can now get rid of a few power plants here. Specifically, all those. I'm keeping the windmills, though. They've got to stay. The windmills are staying put. Everything else, let's just obliterate it. And we'll fill out the blanks, like such. And we should be all set at this juncture. Once again, we're just sitting back waiting. It is July 2060, so we are just still waiting for everything to come about. Theoretically, this could power an entire 81 cell tile and then some. Good grief. Which just was like SimCity, where you can just sell your excess power in exchange for money. Oh, that's right. I also reactivated the, whatchamacallit, the metro line. I forgot that this section was basically all ready, so, actually, as a matter of fact, now that I see what we've got commercial demand, that seems to be the only thing we've got going for us at the moment. It's just straight up commercial demand, so I can put some over here. There we go, get some rolling up, actually. There we go, get some rolling up here, that way it doesn't feel as lonely. We did get this block finally enabled, but... you know, that's about as far as we're going to be able to go right now. And... as for the remainder of the other one, what was it? Yeah, it was to build like a lot of office space, but we don't even remotely have what's needed on that. I mean, I gotta build on the 10,000 tiles. Realistically, the only way I could do that is to start knocking out some of this stuff and replace it with office space. I don't know if I want to do that or not. Oh, something burned down. Just a separate fire. I don't know, it just feels like all I'm doing right now is just, you know, just demolishing buildings and just sitting there waiting and building the fusion power plant. You know what? Executive decision. Again. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to conclude the playthrough here. Let's say we made it to 130,000. So the final score, I know I said this You know what? Let's wait till the end of the year hits, and then we'll see what the final score, quote-unquote, final score is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is currently January 1st, 2061 in our city. As I mentioned, via executive decision, this is basically the final iteration of our city, or at least what it's going to look like. What was the final score from a population standpoint, from all you ask? With all the disasters, all the chaos, all the, traffic, cough, cough, all the, fires getting set, airports that looked kind of weird. Where did it get us? Bam. 132,950. That is going to be the final score and the final result of our playthrough. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. I am calling it done. It is over. I think we've seen enough here, and without the use of any DLCs or mods, this really, I'm not going to get really too far. So with that, I am going to conclude the playthrough. Let's have some little bit of fun, shall we? I got a little something extra for a future episode. Some extra content, but in the meantime, I should save my game for this. Let's have some fun. Small amount of fun here. Well, you know what? Let's save that for next time, shall we? So let's call next time the season finale. We're gonna have some fun here. I think we've done all we can with our playthrough. We're gonna have a little bit of fun next time, so stay tuned. Shenanigans are gonna break out. So thank you very much for watching. Hit those like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you in the next one. The season finale, as it turns out. Nothing good will come out of it. I will guarantee it. I mean, have a nice one, everyone. You didn't hear that.